Hello, welcome. We are episode 5 of Starseed Transmission Series with Starseed Lolo, music, that's her tag, and myself, Jennifer Taylor, and you can get me on 108 Healing Senses, which you might already be tuning in on. We are streaming on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And Laura, are you streaming anywhere today?
Yes, I'm on Instagram live right now.
Nice, perfect. So we're covering all bases. And I mean, from the last time that we've spoke, there has been a lot of things going on in the world. A lot of things going on in the world. I don't know whether or not you've been exposed to it or not. Actually,
I haven't.
Have you? Okay, excellent. So that's interesting. I've kind of had a peer in, but also been very detached about it. So, I suppose for today, I will set the intention and the space for us to receive the highest aligned wisdom for the collective right now on Earth. There are many changes happening, and it all seems to be happening quite rapidly. So, is there anything else you would like to put into the intentions pot for this episode?
Not really. They were talking to me about manifesting and what manifesting actually is. So maybe they'll get into that.
Okay, that sounds great. Let's do that. Yeah, if there's anything else you want to share before getting into your zone, and then we'll go from there and see what comes through.
All right, I'm just sharing it out, and then I'll be ready. All right, let's do it.
Nice.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Lyran Cat Collective is with us.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
May I ask why you chose to speak to us in this session?
We were asked to by Starseeds, who asked for our help in your reality.
Was there a particular area of assistance they were seeking help with?
In Syria, there is much civil unrest in the hotbed of the Middle Eastern region.
Well, thank you for arriving today and gracing us with your divine Lyran wisdom.
Likewise.
I do love cats. That's an absolute side note, but you know that.
She loves cats too. She has one around her now.
They're very healing, very, very healing and grounding.
Your animal chooses you, not the other way around.
Very true. Very true. So, coming back to the assistance, other than from our beautiful animal friends and family members that are here to assist us. And are there any is there any guidance you have in particular that's coming through for this session for those that asked to receive this wisdom that called out to you? Is there anything that's really coming in to help?
Everything happens for a reason. If you're wondering why or how, this doesn't matter as much as who, meaning you. Your frequency determines the version of Earth you experience in any given moment. You shift with the collective experience and individual experience based on your frequency. The object of the game is not to be happy, go lucky, in a maniacal, laughing state. The object is to be balanced.
I resonate with that. I feel like every day is that constant practice of balancing in a chaotic world, and that becomes part of the practice here on earth. Is, can you remain in balance? Can you come back to balance?
Yes. Your wisdom is infinite and much greater in age than your body.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, honestly, the animals right now and nature for me personally, and I see it, those that are closest to me and they're able to be outside more in nature, and that feels like, and spending time with their animals or spending time in their relationships or moving their body, that seems to be a really good way to bounce back, to snap back from the stresses and the strains, especially the mental stuff, and just kind of come into the body, like really be present. And that's what I've been observing lately for myself and also others.
This is true in the not so far perceived future, which is not a different time, just a different perspective. There will be high dense city populations and then extreme nature surrounding the city areas, and something like biodomes where you can also experience it even if you're in extreme weather.
Is that there will be global extreme fluctuations in the near future?
It depends on the collective and the reality which you choose to experience.
How would that look on paper from a human's perspective? I suppose I feel like sometimes that's the job of me, hearing the message and bringing another layer to it. But what does that look like for humanity?
Physicality is just a dream.
Mm.
Therefore, it cannot be looked at in the physical perspective. It can be looked at in the metaphysical perspective and in the spiritual perspective. However, it can be described in physics because the limited terms do not give many words to describe creation or infinite potential energies. Therefore, it's what you want it to be because you are creating and co-creating the reality.
So really, wherever people's attentions and focus goes, and if they stay, so say for instance, if you're able to comment on the happenings around the world right now, and it being a critical stage on people's clarity, awakening, being able to come through. But I feel like there's a kind of a choice point where you either get stuck in the loop of what has been and what is dark, and what just purely focusing on that, versus acknowledging what shade that there has been, or is currently continuing to exist, but not allowing to be swept up into it, so it becomes all consuming and it rattles your nervous system to the point that it makes you paranoid about absolutely everything. I feel like there's a real choice point. So if you're able to see solutions from problems rather than just stay in problems, that's the choice point. That's the different paths to take. Would you say that's kind of a resonate?
What you are describing are splitting realities. You are choosing your reality based on where you want to shift. Your higher self is driving, so to speak. Your physical mind does not conceive, it receives from the higher self. You have free will in every moment. What to focus on, as you say, and as you're describing it, the realities are splitting. Therefore, it's up to you to choose the fear-mongering reality where an Orwellian dystopian Earth exists in, as they say, a prison planet. If you would like to experience it, you will. If you have hope that the reality is splitting and shifting, because it is, in every nanosecond, Planck second, too small to count, you can have hope and choose a reality that has no war, no famine, and eventually no currency.
It's interesting you brought up currency. I did a future vision session on myself, and I went into the future, and it was about 5 years time, and the feeling I got was that money didn't hold the same gravitas as it currently does. Different forms of resources and exchanges. That was what I was feeling and sensing through my personal session.
This is correct. Just like nature having an emphasis on it, so will currency, in the way that it's not going to be the only form of exchange, and that going back to black, as Amy Winehouse said, or back to the old ways of bartering and so on, will take more place, and the value will sometimes be priceless.
Thank you for delving into that more deeply. Welcome. I'm sure it's I feel, because there is so much change, it can put people's nervous system on edges and take them back into a fear mode when they feel out of control. I mean, that's the whole reason why control happens in the first place, because they feel out of control. Or you're a perfectionist, but that's also control. But I digress. Yeah, it's for right now, for people to be able to reorientate themselves, to be able to remove, like, if they do end up finding themselves down rabbit holes and more things opening up to them, and then realizing, oh God, I've been lied to on so many levels. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's a horrible iceberg, you know. Are there any guidance that you could give to help people readjust, to help people choose? I know we've kind of been through this, but are there any other things, even from the Lyran perspective?
Yes. If you speak of the devil, he appears. Therefore, if you would like to experience a reality with satanic ritual abuse and horrific events, you speak of the devil, he appears. Therefore, if you go searching, you will find it, because you are the one creating your reality. You are the one shaping it. That means that your frequency was at that level to experience that information. Everything is information. Everything is an idea, just like a computer. One giant, infinite, quantum computer. The potential energy is just information. The energy is potential, because physicality is not real. Solid matter does not exist. It is a dream within a dream within a dream. And we are all one energy, made of the same stuffs, particles, atoms, whatever you'd like to call it. We are all one. And if others realized that we are all one, really, at the highest level of source, source does not know itself. Therefore, source has to create a potential physicality. The experiences are real. Physicality is not. So why do it? For the experience. So source can experience itself in multiple, infinite fractals. There is no future. There is no past. There is no solid matter. However, there is only a present moment. It is like a giant Big Bang explosion, perpetually exploding. It is not real, as you would say. However, it's a fun game to play, isn't it?
Certainly is. It has its perks, and also the opportunities to become the diamond in the process. Yeah. And I feel like
energy just is.
Mm.
There is no good and bad. Is there not?
No, it's all from the same, isn't it? Even within each and every single. Would it be fair to say that every soul or every consciousness had the opportunity to be close to source, and then it lost its way through disconnection or choices made, and so the distance becomes greater? It does feel like it feels like the experience of life in whatever incarnation it may be, you know, this one on earth right now, past, future, it was always about returning back to source, back into the arms and loving heart of source.
Yes. It's not about the destination, because you never left source. Roughly 2% of your source energy is being channeled, filtrated as a human experience and multiple others, too many to count. 98% is still source. But that does not diminish the experience of remembering who we are, all of us.
That was interesting what you said about the 2%. So can that capacity rise within one body, or is it something else, or not?
That is just a mere average. It's not set in stone. And yes, it can be higher depending on the awareness the being would like to experience in the present moment.
So the more awareness, the more conscious in the choices that individuals make, more consideration that we put into circumstances and events and relationships will guide us to make better decisions.
Correct. And we have an example. Mahatma Gandhi was more at 5% of source filtered through.
Is it okay? Is it for those that are able to increase their frequency, the amount of percentage of source light within themselves? Are there certain things that you could recommend to help people integrate more of their soul light?
Do what you love in every given moment to the best of your ability without any expectations of the outcome. While you are doing what you love, you are a source creator being at a higher frequency, generally at 144,000 cycles per Planck second, maybe even faster. Most humans are generally at 100,000 cycles per Planck second. It is a big difference to be doing what you love in every moment.
Love that. Thank you. And obviously that will be different for every single one of us because we're all individual yet connected. We're all separate yet unified.
Yes, because your higher self gives you ideas. Physical mind does not think. The higher self does. The physical mind just needs to get out of the way and listen to your passions. That's how you know the direction you should go and flow.
I'll ask this question because actually this is something that I realized I was chasing external sources to help me to connect. But what I didn't realize earlier on was I needed to learn to connect to my higher self so I could have that conversation between me and her. I know from doing Future Vision, I've been able to have a practice and do that, and I'm far more integrated with her now than I was before. So I feel the flow. I feel that, I get a need, like it's almost like, yeah, the mind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. That gets pushed out of the way, and it's more like, right, I have a task that needs to be done within X amount of days. I won't be unkind to myself, but I will make sure there are pockets in time and give myself a few days grace so I can do the work. And it feels really good. I did that last night before going to sleep. I needed to make some graphics for a podcast tomorrow with Anne and Jake. But thank you for sharing that. I love that, and more of doing what we love will only bring us more love. That's the maths I like. It's nice and simple. Love plus love equals more love and more soul light integration.
This is correct. And we do listen and we hear your sessions As Laura says, conversations with your higher self are very integrative.
Yeah, I feel that. It's like the conversations that maybe we all have, but we might not always listen or follow through. But learning to feel that inner higher self, higher voice, that one that says, come on, let's go do this, and you're like, yeah, let's do this. Where's my keys? You know, that kind of feeling.
What else do you love to do to connect with your higher self?
I love gardening. That's what I do in the day now, which is lovely because it leaves me physically stronger and I'm with the plants and I'm tired, but I'm also rejuvenated. So it's a good, that's the daytime things that I really love and enjoy. And then in the evenings, and it's only a select few nights in the week, because I don't want to fill out my diary. Family time's really important as much as time for me to work on my projects. But during these sessions with Laura, I do sessions with Jake, and then I've got a membership which I do sessions as well. And I love the interaction. I love the flow. I suppose it's doing what I love, meeting other people that do what they love, and then we come together and inspire others to do what they love. Probably the motto. No,
Food
thank
for
you
the
for the
soul.
heart. What was that?
That's food for the soul.
Yes. What do the Lyran Collective like to do? Is there an overall arching thing that you enjoy?
We play games. We have our own version of bocce ball.
Nice.
We love to experience different realities. We have a machine that has a virtual reality that feels as real as Earth, if not more real. We can also, as you say, time jump or put in the frequency codes in our consciousness container ship or machine or room and experience anything, anywhere, as anybody, or without a body.
That's so cool. Thank you for sharing. And interestingly, the future, the time jumping, is that technology that select humans have connected to here on Earth, and been able to then teach it as a format to help us do the same to a degree.
Humans have jump portal rooms. The military has had jump portals to Mars and the moon and other places for millennia. Modern day humans have been aware of it in the last 100 years, and they do use it. Secret space program to Mars and beyond. They do not have the technology to even go 238,000 miles to the moon. Therefore, they use jump portal rooms.
Interesting. Is that what happens with the, I mean, okay, we're going down. Is this conversation, is it suitable to carry on in such a public domain on these channels, may I ask?
That is all we'll say about it. Just that there are portals, because what you would call physical technology is lacking. And yes, you are a shapeshifter and can manifest instantly, just like us. And you are manifesting instantly right now. Just because humans are in the spectrum of being a little less aware does not mean they're not manifesting instantly or shapeshifting.
May I ask, if there is for the information that I have come across, and it resonates, whether it be past lives or it's part of our genome, is this is what I had. The information was that there were many different types of how do you guys like to be known as? ETs, aliens? What's the preferred term? Star family?
We are people, just as you, and walk amongst you. And you walk amongst us. Therefore, people are appropriate. Star beings, whatever. We are not picky.
Okay, thank you. I always want to stay respectful. Is there, within the human population, is there Lyran DNA within us?
Sure, there is multiple DNA, and you are the sixth race as the product of the hybridization program with the Greys, which are mutated humans, not ETs. You are the product after the hybrids, the 2.0 version of multiple, as you would say, ET races, including ours.
That's really interesting. The previous versions, am I correct in the information that has come to me that there needed to be a reset? There was energetic, how would you say, the collective vibration was didn't have the highest intentions, was causing chaos and destruction, and then that was part of the process of cleansing and resetting the earth. So it was another version. Is that correct?
Yes, in a way, if you could think it, the reality exists because you are a creator. The Greys specifically did destroy their planet, and in the present moment do not have a planet. Therefore, they created the hybrid program because they removed the ability to have emotions. And while that made things such as crimes and violence cease and desist, it made their ability to reproduce and be reproductive cease to exist as well. The hybrid races that are half Greys or half humans, or half Greys and half Pleiadian humans, that kind of thing, the Sasani, those are all the fifth race.
And the fifth race, what kind of time? I mean, that's another conversation. How our dates have been a little skewed, but can you say in human, like Earth years, when the last reset was?
The destruction of Atlantis happened about 11,500 years ago on your timelines. That was such a big reset that it is also known as the Great Flood. And scientifically, they have actually admitted the oceans have raised up over 100 feet. That was the last large cataclysmic event.
From other sources, I have heard that there isn't going to be another reset because all of the other times, humanity didn't make the right choices, so they kept going down the road of greed or ego or control, fear, those kinds of things. Is that correct? Still current information, if you're allowed to share with that?
This is the Ashtar command standing in for a moment. That is correct. There are no plans for this version of Earth Gaia to be destroyed. There should not be any fear mongering. There should only be love and, as you say, light
Yes.
to ensure this, as you say, perceived future.
Thank you for stepping in. I really want to help people block out the fear-mongering that gets generated, and I'm sure will continue to get generated, also using AI as a way to fool people, because that's getting so good right now. Do you have any other guidance around that, just to help people realign?
If something feels bad to watch or to listen, just stop, take a break, redirect to something you love. You are not putting your head in the sand like an ostrich. You are protecting your mental health and well-being. This one, she says, no news is good news, because the propaganda machines with the AI and the sentient AI known as Google are very convincing. Yes, we're saying look away and look at what makes you happy, brings you joy.
Thank you very, very, very much. And my heart feels nice and warm and flowing with trust. Trust to keep my eyes, keep my heart, keep my soul on what is in the highest, for all concerned.
Do you know the saying, food grows where water flows?
I do now. Thank you.
Same thing with your energy. Would you like to grow rotten food that brings you fear and keeps you awake at night, gives you dis-ease and what they call pain? Or would you like to feed your soul with uplifting, beautiful things that you have passions for? If you are doing your passion in every given moment, you do not have time for propaganda, do you not?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. So you hear it. Anyone listening now live on replay, just really focus your attention. And if you're getting interference with incessant thoughts about things, ask your guides, ask your love team, ask your higher self to block and remove any interference. And it's very useful right now.
Correct. Because fear puts you in a state where you do not manifest the reality which you wish and prefer. And it's like a snowball effect. Yeah. If you tell the universe, like a computer, programming it, I love fear, I'm addicted to fear, fear porn in the media, and you keep looking it up, that's what you'll receive. And your dreams go by the wayside. And the fear can make you sick in many ways, more than just physical. It is self-destruction and an addiction to be hyped up on adrenaline from fear. Therefore, why choose it when you could be choosing to manifest your dreams and be a healthier version of yourself?
Beautifully said. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So for Laura, we're coming up to 40 minutes now. Are you still okay to continue? Maybe one last answering of questions, or if there is any more guidance from Commander Ashtar or our our Divine Lyran collective. Are there any other messages that would like to come through?
You are what you think. You are what you say. You are what you do. And we will add, you are what you watch and hear. It is your choice, the version of Earth, Gaia, which you would like to experience. The realities are heavily shifting and splitting due to the convergence of moving and jumping yourself and shifting from the lower to the upper third dimension now, straight deep into the fourth density and the fourth dimension. If you would like to keep continuing, this is from the Lyrans, to experience a higher and higher and higher reality. Do what you love. Stay positive no matter what. No matter what happens. Does not matter. What matters is what you do with it. If you do experience something which you do not prefer, such as getting flipped off while driving, being cussed out, things like that, that means that your frequency dipped a little low in that moment and you were not holding the frequency as high as you should have been, because you cannot experience the frequency which you are not matching.
Absolutely. It's like the blueprint. Just tune into what you want, tune out of what you don't want.
Exactly. Just like a radio dial or a TV channel.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Thank you so much to all of you and Laura, our beautiful channeler, for today, and to Commander Ashtar, and to our Lyran, Divine Lyran friends and family. Thank you very much for joining us. Are there any messages that you would like to share with Laura before we complete?
We love you very much, as we do all humans in all realities and all beings. We have such unconditional love. We know sometimes you question yourself, that is this crazy to be channeling? No, it's not. You agreed to do this on a soul level. We appreciate you filtering the energy as such.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Laura, would you like to be returned with me counting back from 5 to 0?
Yes, please. We love you very much. Unconditional love. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll assume that was the collective message as well. That's what it feels.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. So ready? So 5 and 4, you're beginning to come back into your body. 3 and 2, you're wiggling your fingers and your toes. And 1, you're opening your eyes, feeling fully refreshed and in your body. And take a sip of water or a drink if you've got it, and that helps. These are all really good practices.
No, I don't.
When you're channeling. Yeah, nice.
Thank you. I'm just trying to get out of it.
I could feel it was very dreamy, like that kind of very high, very pure love. And you kind of don't want to leave, like floating on the cloud. But it's good to be back.
Like floating on these.
Yeah. And it's good to be back in the body as well. That is this experience, is bridging both, bringing the love from the higher realms and anchoring it and working through it and living and breathing it in the now. And that's it. This is it. it's exciting. That's where you start looking at life like, oh, it's opportunities, or not a challenge. It's just an opportunity.
Actually, it's okay to say challenge.
Okay.
They generally don't prefer the word negative, but challenge is acceptable, or something which you do not prefer.
Yeah.
But, it's really up to you.
Yeah. Language, whatever fits. That's a whole other subject as well, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. It's never that is a problem, it's a challenge. And then there's opportunities to overcome those challenges.
Cool. Amazing.
Nice. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone listening live on replay. It's been really a really great episode today. Laura, how can people find you if they'd like?
Starseedlolo.com and on social media.
Super. And you've got, for anyone that is listening and they haven't seen any of this before, what do you do? Are there any kind of things that you're working on right now?
Making more music. I'm a singer-songwriter under Starseed Lolo, and screenwriting now. Some of my books under Laura Ferguson.
Wonderful. Excellent. Okay. And for me, you can get me at 108 Healing Senses. Ko-fi is a good place. I've created some more memberships, and I'm adding more things in to become more of a kind of wholesome experience, delving into future vision and as a group, as well as also on an individual basis. And that all is in the circle of the Botanical Sanctuary Circle. So that's where all the plant wisdom and the more of the insights start coming through as well, and how to use them, make them part of your life. So that's us for now. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Time to go rest, and I'll end the stream, and then we'll catch up for a minute or two before heading off.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.